Oh, email. On the one hand, email is how I stay in touch with people I care about. It's how I get updates about things that matter to me. On the other hand, I get lots of low-value email, and it's easy for that low-value email to distract me from things that matter the most. In this video, I'll show you how I use a simple triaging method to make sure I always reply to email on time and that nothing slips through the cracks, and so that email doesn't take over my life. If you're new here, my name is Peter, and I teach people how to be more organized and more productive. Now, if you end up liking this video, you might want to watch some of my other YouTube videos, or you might like to listen to my podcast, How They Get Stuff Done. Here's an analogy. Imagine that a major disaster occurs, like an earthquake. The nearest hospital will soon be completely overwhelmed with patients. They will not be able to treat everyone at once. So what does the hospital do? They don't just start treating whoever comes in first. Instead, they triage. They decide what action do they need to take for each patient. For each patient who comes in, what treatment do they need and how quickly? We're going to take that same approach with your email. Rather than trying to answer all your email immediately, which you're not going to be able to do anyway, we're going to triage your email, meaning we're going to put it in one of 3 buckets. So let me tell you how those 3 buckets work. First, there are emails that you can handle immediately. Second, there are emails that will take you up to a few minutes to reply to. And third, there are emails that will take you more time to reply to or to do the associated action tasks. By sorting your email into these 3 buckets, you can handle your email efficiently without interrupting your focus many times a day. So let me show you how to do that, and I will show this in my email app and in my task manager. So here I am in my email app, which is Hey over at hey.com. And if you want to learn more about Hey Email, just go to hey.com. You get a nice introduction to it. I love this email client. It has some really unique features, but hey, that's a topic for a different video. What I've got here is I've got a bunch of unread emails. So in reality, I processed all these emails before. This is a dummy setup for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I go through these emails and how I put them into those different buckets, how I triage them as I was telling you before. Okay, so we're just going to do them one by one. So this email over here, I won't open all of them for privacy reasons, but I'll open some of them. This email over here is someone recommending a podcast guest to me. And so how long is that going to take me to look into? It's probably going to take me a few minutes to look into this person's background and to decide whether I want to invite that person as a guest on my podcast. So it falls into bucket number 2, the emails that are going to take me up to a few minutes to reply to. What am I going to do? I'm going to tag that email somehow for replying to later. That means I'm going to schedule some time when I'm going to batch process these emails that take a few minutes each to reply to, okay? So I want to mark that somehow. Now in Hey, there's a built-in way to do that, and it's called the reply later feature down at the bottom here. If you're using something like Gmail, you can just create a label for reply later, okay? So I'm going to actually click the reply later button. What that does is, you see it puts it here on this stack in the bottom, and if I go to reply later, you'll see this is the top email over here. This is a feature called Focus and Reply, which is very cool. That allows you to just bang, 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 reply to emails that are quick to reply to. So I'll leave that over there. Go back to the inbox. Go over to the next email. The next email is a similar one. This is also someone suggesting a podcast guest for me. So I will do the same thing. I can actually just hit the L key on my keyboard as a shortcut and assign it to reply later. Okay, next email. The next email is someone filled in the application form for my private coaching program. So I have a private coaching program, if you didn't know. It's one-on-one, and if you're interested in that, you can go check that out. The link is in the description below the video, but you can also go to peterakkies.net/coaching. So there's an application form. Someone filled it out and says, hey, I'm interested in coaching with you. And so what I need to do is review the answers that this person wrote down just to get a sense of, is this a good fit? And do I need to schedule a discovery call with this person? I think this will take me more than a few minutes. So it falls in bucket number 3. So what am I going to do? I am still going to assign this email to reply later, but I will do a second thing. I will now create a task in my task manager. So I'll create a task here and I'll say, review the coaching program applicants' answers. Okay, and so this is a task in my task manager, and these emails that fall in bucket number 3 that are going to take a little bit longer, I want you to create a task for them in your task manager. For the emails that fall in bucket number 1, which you can handle immediately, we haven't talked about those yet, don't create a task in your task manager. For emails that fall in bucket number 2, You can reply within a few minutes. Don't create a task in your task manager. Why not? It will just clutter up your task manager, okay? It's more efficient to schedule a time instead to batch process those emails, or for those emails you can handle immediately, boom, handle them immediately, rather than trying to create tasks, organizing them, because in the end, you're gonna spend more time organizing, like creating and organizing those tasks than it would actually take to handle, the email. Okay, so we're going to create a task like this. Now, how I'm going to organize this in my task manager, where I'm going to put it and whatever, not in the scope of this video, but I have other videos on that, and I also have a whole course. I have 2 different courses and 2 different task management apps, so you can check those out. Back to the email inbox. Next one. Someone left a comment on one of my courses. The comment just says, thanks, because I previously replied. Don't need to do anything. Okay, email processed. Here's another one. Here's an email that is kind of a marketing email from an app that I used before, but I don't use this app anymore. And really the only action I want to take is I want to unsubscribe from this email. So I could create a task in my task manager, right, that says unsubscribe from this email, but it's not worth it. Like, it's going to take me 30 seconds. I'll show you. I'm just going to go to the bottom and click change email communication. And I'm going to check all these boxes and unsubscribe and click save email settings, and boom, that's that. So if an email is this quick to handle, just go ahead and do it. Don't even mark it as reply later, just do it right away. That's an email that falls in bucket number 1. Okay, let's go back. We got a couple more. Here I've got an email from my physical therapist who sent me an invoice. I need to send the invoice to my health insurance agency. It's something that's going to take me a couple minutes. Again, bucket number 2, reply later, okay? Then I've got an email from Kajabi. Have you seen the new Kajabi University? I don't really care about this. Again, it is an unsubscribe. I do not want to receive future marketing messages. Sorry to see you go. Boom, handled. All right, just 2 more. Your Wednesday afternoon order with Uber Eats. Great, thank you very much. Don't need it. And so the final one. So I won't open this one, but this is someone asking me if I want to schedule a call with them or whatever, asking me some questions. Again, I think this is something that's going to take me a little bit of time to reply to, more than a few minutes. I'll kind of want to compose an email, put some thought into it and whatever. So again, what we're going to do is 2 steps. I'm going to hit reply later. And in my task manager, I'm going to create a task that says reply to Uta's email about whatever, XYZ topic. Because I think this will take me more than a few minutes to do. So now I've got some tasks in my task manager, and I can just put those in the right bucket in my task manager. I'm just going to put that one in relationships, and I'm going to put this one under coaching. And that's that. So what do we do with all of these emails that we put in the reply later bucket? Now, the most efficient thing you can do is to batch process these emails rather than answering all of those emails whenever they come in. Pick a time, and if you need to schedule a time on your calendar, if you're a time blocking kind of person, when you're going to sit down and just do them all at the same time. That way, your focus will be away from your other, probably more important work just once, right, for any given number of emails, rather than interrupting your really important work many times a day, kind of puncturing your schedule by answering emails. So all that I do is very simple. I just create a task, and in this case, I'm scheduling it for myself for today, and I'm going to say batch process my email. And so maybe I'll assign that to the admin area. What does that mean? This means go through those emails in the second bucket, the ones that will take me up to a few minutes to reply to, that we've marked reply later. And I'll go through that and check the task off, and I'll know that I've handled those. So what about the emails in the third bucket? So those are the ones that we have an actual task for it, like it's going to take a little bit longer. For those emails, you want to have a system, right? A system for deciding, hey, what tasks am I going to work on today? So for example, for reviewing the application form answers for the person who's interested in my coaching program, that's something maybe I'll do it today, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, but it just goes in my general task management workflow where every morning I sit down and I think, hey, what is it that I work on today? And then I schedule some tasks to work on today. So if you want to learn how that works, again, one of my task management courses, which are linked in the description below, will work really well for you. Now, there's one final thing that I want to show you, and this is a way to make sure that you do this at least once a week and that no emails slip through the cracks and that you always feel confident that you'll soon get to those unread emails, that you'll soon be able to process them. Because, we all have a day where you've got so much going on, there's a bunch of emails coming in, and it feels overwhelming. You know you don't have time to work on them right now, but you don't want to feel anxious about this, right? You want to feel comfortable and know, hey, there's going to be a time in the near future when I'm going to take care of these things so I don't have to worry about them right now. I can focus on whatever is in front of me. And so the way to do that is with a weekly review. So again, in the Task Manager, I have a project that is a weekly review project. It repeats once a week. I've set this up as a dummy project, so it's not repeating right now, but just to show you what's in there. And again, if you want to learn how this works, my courses will teach you. One of the things I do during my weekly review, which I do every Sunday, is I process my email inbox. So this whole process, this triaging that I just showed you, I just kind of do it whenever it makes sense to do it, whenever I have some time during the week, right? Maybe I do it once a day, once every other day, twice a day. Doesn't matter, but in any case, I also do it on Sundays. So I've got this task, process my email inbox, and it has 4 stages to it. The first one is reply or leave for reply later, which is what we just did. The second one is check my spam and a special folder called Screened Out. Screened Out is a very cool feature in Hey Email where you basically can give certain people a thumbs down saying, I don't want to get your emails anymore. This is very handy for people who email you repeatedly and like you cannot unsubscribe somehow. I'll show you what that looks like. In Hey, you just go to Screened Out and it shows you all these emails that you don't want to receive. I like to just check that periodically just to make sure that, hey, there's not something accidentally in there that is actually important to me. So I'll go through that. I'll go through my spam. And then finally, I go through this thing called the feed, which is, again, a special Hey feature that just shows you the newsletters you're subscribed to, a special feed for newsletters, which I think is helpful. So that's my process for making sure that I always handle my emails on time, that no emails slip through the cracks. Now, if you found this useful, and particularly if you want to learn more about the task management portion of it, so how do you actually sort the emails that take a little bit longer to reply to act on, how do you create tasks for that, how you organize that, how do you decide which task to work on when, then you want to check out my task management courses. Organize Your Life with Things 3 is one of them. That's with Things 3, the app that I just showed. I also have a different course using a different task manager. It's called Get Stuff Done with OmniFocus 3. So check those out if you're interested in that. Other than that, thanks very much for watching. Give the video a like if you liked it, and have a great day. Ciao.